in Lower Manhattan. Now to Iran, where another deadline, believe it or not, about to be broken. Secretary John Kerry says Iran needs to make some tough decisions before a final agreement can be reached. Joining us now is former National Security Council member and Fox News contributor Gillian Turner. We've seen 3 deadlines come and go right now. We keep hearing the harsh rhetoric from Kerry, but everything else that comes out of there or that's leaked, it sounds like Iran's got the upper hand and will probably get everything they want ultimately.
I don't know that at this late date Iran necessarily has the upper hand, but as everybody's been talking about, President Obama and his administration certainly appears to want or need this deal more than the Iranian regime does now. You know, recollect that the same 3 issues that were on the table that were the major stumbling blocks to inking a deal 6 months, even a year ago, are the same ones we're now dealing with in this 11th hour. Sanctions, the rollback of the sanctions, in addition to a couple of other issues.
Yeah, but here's the thing. More recently, to those 3 points, Iran's been throwing things in. Every now and then they get a little say, okay, you know what, now that you mention it, we want the UN's arms embargo removed. So to me, it seems like they're more emboldened, and perhaps to your point, they realize, for whatever reason, President Obama thinks that this is going to be a feather in his legacy and in his cap, and they are pushing this.
That very hardline rhetoric that we've been hearing from the Iranian regime all the way through, whether it's from the Ayatollah, whether it's from the president, is not really unexpected at this late date. Recall that they've been criticizing the United States, our way of life at home, as well as our president for the last 6 months. And so this latest sort of demand is just another political machination. What it is the Iranian leadership playing to their political constituency at home.
You know what? The political constituency in America would like to get played to every now and then as well. Here's the thing I want to ask. After this deadline is missed, I guess the whole parameters for Congress to give it its blessing, if you will, goes from 30 to 60 days. How does that work out? It would seem that that also plays into Iran, considering that the GOP now control Congress.
That's exactly right. After the latest missed deadline, what's going to happen is that this triggers a provision in the legislation whereby Congress will now have 60 days, so 2 months rather than 1 month, to really reconsider and debate whatever the deal is that eventually comes out of this. So what that means, as you mentioned, is more time for conservative critics to really play to their bases, play up the issue, more time for the Republican leadership to reach out to the Dems and try and build more support there. So it's generally believed that the longer they have to think about and talk about this legislation, the worse the outcome is going to be for the president.
Ultimately, we've got 30 seconds left. Do you think whatever the deal is, no matter what, it starts the clock, the official clock running to Iran eventually getting a nuclear weapon?
Well, that clock was actually started a couple of decades ago and has been ongoing. You know, the idea that we're stopping Iran's nuclear program or that we're moving forward with into a future where they have no nuclear program whatsoever has never been on the table. That was our 100% option. The president took that off the negotiating table before we even sat down. So it's important to keep that in mind.
All right, we will. Thank you very much, Gillian Turner. We'll appreciate it.